I met a gypsy.
And where do you see it fitting into like the global landscape of Supercross racing?
Well, I think that there are riders that accelerate at motocross, and some do at Supercross, right? Like you take a Supercross and some of these European riders, that he don't want to go ride GPs. He wants to ride Supercross, and that you might just see a split. Some riders might do both. Some riders may just start to specialize a little more in just riding Supercross. And if they had the opportunity, let's say you ride Supercross here in America for 5 months, take a few months off, World Championship starts up later, In the business side of things, that's probably why Feld and MX Sports sort of positioned the SMX playoffs where they did, is to sort of keep those dates, and you have to ride some motocross to keep the dates. But there's going to be certain riders in the future that want to ride motocross and certain riders that want to ride Supercross. But I will say that in these last 3 years, from the positioning and where World Supercross, what they were starting to be about, in America, they definitely got their shit together. And the entire racing championship from Supercross, Motocross, SMX is in a great place. And it's been great for the riders, and frankly, the fans love it too. So
yeah. What was the experience doing the series last year?
Last year on the TV side, things were great. We had another new sort of a production side of things.
Yeah.
In the first couple of years, there were a lot of moving parts. Like 1 week we'd have a producer, next week was somebody else, like things like that. There's going to be more changes in the future for this season, and like I said, hopefully I'm a part of it, part of the pieces that are staying in place. But there is so much more that the teams need to execute, and this new team is basically, last year, some of the leadership people hadn't even been to a Supercross until the first event. That was their own event that they were the leader, the head of. So a lot of newness, but also a lot of new ideas and a lot of new energy with people that are extremely intelligent and driven.
Yeah.
Maybe driven for their own careers, but with that, they have this clear goal that ownership has and what they want to do with it. And I mean, so here's sort of my analogy is, if World Supercross goes and spreads the word of World Supercross, it's literally going to raise all of the boats, right? And my sort of analogy is I was a very casual, like, soccer, world football fan. Like, maybe the World Cup was on, I'd be like, oh, I don't even know it was on today. Whoever was playing, I didn't even know any of the names. When David Beckham came to America to play for the Galaxy, which is my team, by the way, I watched some local programming from like KTLA 5 or something, and there was this like 30-minute or hour-long special on Beckham. And he was so passionate about the game and this, and it's like, man, he's this. I mean, I knew who David Beckham was before he came to the Galaxy, right? But this guy was so passionate about kicking this ball around, and the more that you learned about him, like, he absolutely just has loved the sport, and it's his whole life. A real guy. He's the real deal.
Yeah.
And that made me want to watch the Galaxy, right? Which, I mean, this was 25 years ago, probably, whenever that was.
No one gave a fuck about
MLS.
Soccer in America.
No. Not at all. Started going to games and whatnot, and then because of that, Dobbs like, oh, you want real football? You got to come to England. That's where the best football is played, right? Jamie Dobbs, super close, right?
Yeah. He's a good dude. Hey?
You got to have him on sometime.
I know. I definitely need to.
Yeah.
I actually he was shooting a movie in Abu Dhabi when I was living in Dubai, and there was like a day where I almost got to like go and hang out with him, but I just couldn't. I couldn't swing it. But he's such a cool guy.
So he's super like pro England, right? everything British, like
in it.
And so, but because of that, he's like, oh, well, you got to learn about the Premier League. Well, what's the Premier League?
That's crazy.
Manchester United. I think I've heard of that. Right?
So you knew about that. You knew about the Galaxy before you even knew about.
Yeah, I mean, pretty much. You know, I kind of knew what a World Cup was, things like that. But then because of David Beckham coming to America, I am now full-blown Liverpool, like ride or die, Jaggers, Man City, his best buddy's Man United, his best buddy's dad's Tottenham, my buddy Pete is Chelsea. Every weekend we're like full on, right? We don't have one for Ralph Shaheen yet. He's Wrexham.
Yeah, okay.
They're not quite there yet. They're working their way up.
Yeah.
But now, I mean, I'm full on. And it was like, then I went to a match at Chelsea. It's like, what's this Champions League thing they talk about, right? I didn't even know what that was. Right now, I'm just like full on. Beckham coming to America is why I'm a Liverpool fan to this day. And that if World Supercross goes to Cape Town or Brazil or Kuala Lumpur, and there's some kid that sees Eli Tomac, and they want to know more. Well, wait, this isn't the only race that he does. Well, where does Eli Tomac race? Oh, he races Monster Energy Supercross. What's motocross? Oh, it's this other thing that's kind of like that but different. And then they're going to find that. They're going to find the American Championship, or they're going to find MXGP because World Supercross brought it to their doorstep. And that's what happened with me and David Beckham and why I watch world football.
100%. Perfect analogy.
Right?
Yeah.
So that's what it's going to do. It's going to take motorcycle, dirt bike racing into cities, and people are going to see it, and it's going to go all over the world. And in turn, you know, I know the business side of things are, it gets competitive, but it's probably going to be better for everybody in the motorcycle industry if this championship is successful.
If you enjoyed this content, please like and subscribe. And to listen to the full 3-hour podcast, search Gypsy Tales in your favorite podcast platform or click the link in the description below. Gypsy Gang.